A bargain at any price, except the price it is.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of We Talking About. Today we're talking about episode 3, season 1 of Crazy Head.
Crazy Head.
Crazy Head, pretty effing good.
Yeah, it's too good. I don't have enough to make fun of it for.
Yeah, no, it's weird in our way of doing things that it's not a show that's just like outright bad and has a full
Gotta
of
pick shitty
complications.
shows.
I like that the roommate did come back. The roommate is not a zombie, but is still in that same world. Is a blood-hungry fiend. What a what would they say?
Revenant.
A revenant. Yeah.
Which means she tries to kill Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, she's a bear.
She's a bear.
Yeah. So my biggest gripe with this whole episode, and like, think
Yeah.
about this and let me know if this is yours.
Okay.
Is when like right in the beginning, they like, oh, can I stay with you? Blah blah blah, and I'm like, bitch, take a shower. You're so dirty.
I thought about that immediately. Yeah,
She
that's
just gets
hilarious.
right in the bed. She was buried. She's dirty as shit in my nice clean sheets. Fuck you.
And this is the kind of show where because everyone always calls out every weird, awkward thing and says like, well, there's plenty of food. It's on the floor mostly. Like just those things like that.
She didn't call it out though because she's like, I did kill you. All right.
I
you
know,
dirty
I
my
know.
sheets. All right.
But I think that she might be like, no, you're gonna have a shower. Okay. Like it would be this little like thing
Yeah.
where she'd do whatever. No, I had the
No,
exact same thought. It was
I was
very
like,
funny.
this bitch, and I said it out loud.
Yes. I had the exact same thought. I was
I was
totally
hoping I wasn't alone.
no. I guess I see why from your explanation why they might not have had her do that or something like that.
But it was
But,
definitely my biggest pet peeve where I was like, God damn you, animal! Get out of the fucking
Yeah,
bed.
animal. Death has changed you.
Yeah.
You're horrible now. No, so when the episode started, I didn't have it in my head yet where it like left off, and then she just brushing her teeth, and then she goes down to spit, and I'm like, oh yeah, the roommate, and she comes up and they do the exact same thing with that, whatever. We get treated to the same scene we've now seen, I think, hundreds or if not thousands of times, where the person who's undead or turning undead or becoming a zombie or shifted into a thing, where that person is now like, oh, this food is rotten or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But this one felt better and good to me. Because the roommate's there like, the fuck? And she's like, this tastes like actual shit. Like she's being
What
like...
is this?
Cause she's not,
Macaroni and red sauce? It tastes like actual shit.
yes. Like, kind of, and like dropping it and getting it on herself and being like a huge mess. Like, it somehow played so much better than every other. Because, like, milk, the old one is milk. Oh, this milk's gone bad. I just bought that milk. And you're like, well, I'm becoming a zombie or something. Or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But this played so much better because she moves on to things where it's like, everything is rotten. How long were we out there for? What's going on? And then finally gets to pasta and has to be like, who made this? Did you make this? This is shit. Or something like that.
No, it's definitely a good one. And, like, it always goes to that thing where, like, once you become the undead, you also just don't care about your clothing or anything because just milk's spilling down or her face is covered in shit. Like,
yes.
Like it's such obvious things to anyone who's not infected. Really, you're like, what is
Right.
happening? And it's the last thing on your priority list. You're like, I'm fucking dead. I don't care.
She's like so hungry and looking for food and not caring about all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it fucking was great. I don't know. Everything was great. I don't know what to say about everything.
It was a good episode. So she goes to bed with her and then calls and be like, she's back. She's dead.
Yeah.
Want me to come over first thing in the morning? She's fucking dead. Help me.
First thing. She's breathing down my neck right now. Oh god.
Yeah.
Is that like spooning? And that whole thing is great as their fucking dialogue is everything. I like a lot of this stuff. Not that it's like I hesitate to say that it's real,
Sure.
but it's almost like the Joss Whedon-y, Kevin Smithy version of real.
Well,
where people are all
it's real
witty
in
and
quotes
making
where,
jokes.
like, you can just pick up and leave your life for 3 days and go into the woods and
Oh, no,
have
no,
no
no.
regard to anything else.
Yes.
Like, that's TV real.
Right.
And yes, the conversation does feel more real than your average show or movie. But yes, it's still at one layer removed from real.
It feels realer because you watch certain shows and you're like, how are you letting this person to just walk in and they just do this and you don't say like, hey, what happened? Where were you? And like the brothers like, just what? Where were you? That makes no sense. Your story makes no sense.
Why didn't you say anything? Because it was convenient for the plot. Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right, because one episode someone will interrogate someone and then in the next episode they'll be like, I'm just going to go out. And you're like, what do you mean go out? Isn't this the person who's been crazy like yesterday?
Yeah.
You just let them go out? Like, and like those things always bother me. But here everyone's constantly being like, okay, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. I'll go with you. But this is like the things we're saying are bullshit. And you're like, oh fuck. And it's played off to be funny and it makes sense because it's it's not real. It's like more natural ways to like react and do things or
Yes,
whatever.
my like the level of things that I nitpick on this show far less than other shows. Like I think my top 3, we've discussed 2 of them already, and the third one was just like when the girl eventually wants to like I have to go to the bathroom, blah blah. I started thinking, I'm like, whenever she does anything, they're just walking her? Like why? How are they stopping her? Because they're always with her alone, and I'm like, all right. And when she's tied to a tree. What? Just go like this and get the fuck out. It's a rope around your arms. Lift your arms and go under.
Yes.
So that I was like, all right, if you're gonna bind the hands, at least bind the hands around the rope so that like she's confined in any way to the tree.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't even like paying attention. I just took it like, well,
I'm a bastard and I look at things
sure.
and I judge them based on how I would do things.
Well, and some of them are just like her hands are bound together, but she's like a ravenous undead person who can just do whatever anyway, right? So
but I was like, oh, maybe when she's in between blood, she gets really weak and she can't do these things. I'm like, she just had a guinea pig though. She's ready to go.
She's ready to go now.
I love that they actually ended up getting the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And there's toys in the fucking cage. Like did you just feel bad during the checkout? Because that could have been another funny thing with like, oh, and do you want to get any, like, because you have to get the bedding and the blah blah, and they'd be like, no, well, it's not. Oh, okay, and you throw in the little house.
Just put them in a sack. You just want guinea pigs in a sack. Fuck.
Again, not said in the show, but should have been.
They were 3 for 2. Well, yeah, so they actually are, they end up, packing. I packed for camping, and it's fucking Jake again. So it's the exact thing we mentioned last episode, where it's like, she's going to be some, like, dead whatever, and they're going to be doing their things, and then he's going to be driving around awkwardly and all that stuff. And it's
with a
totally
canoe.
the exact. I love the canoe. It's so dumb. It's great. But they go to the pet store. They get the things. Did you think that there were better visual effects on the demon face that we briefly saw?
Today there were better visual effects on the demon. Yes. So and again, not only was it better, but it was used like once, in the whole episode, which could be why it was as good as it was.
Yeah.
Used sparingly. The effect, I don't dislike the nature of like the burning hell face.
Yeah.
I just don't like things when I'm like, well, you could have just not done that, or you could have done it sparingly, and this was exactly what I wanted. They used it like one time, and it was really good because they, you put the 3-team man like on that thing and made it good.
At this point, we just need to kind of remind people of the demons. It's not like this constant thing.
And that's a demon we've seen before, so we you could have just recognized him. But for someone who didn't see the first episode,
it's cool.
Just picked up, that's for them.
Just to pepper the stuff in so that the audience is constantly being aware of the fact that they are seeing them as they really are and all that shit.
It became aware to me in this episode too that the demons don't really have any powers. Like it's not like I smell human or I can track you or anything. Because when he's in the pet store, he totally loses them and doesn't know where she is. And I'm like, oh, they're just kind of like idiots. There's no bonus factors. It's just like if you'd said like, okay, I am now a bad guy, but I have the power of going into other people's bodies. Like they have no formal training. They don't have any powers. They have nothing. Some of them have powers, but the majority of the
just being a
demon,
just being a demon doesn't automatically give you powers.
Exactly.
There's some sort of hierarchy, and this is a perfect segue to the next thing, which is the next time we see Colum, the Scotsman head demon guy, is he's giving a speech because at the pet store, not only do they lose him, they just hit him with like a cooler or something.
They hit him with a plastic Tupperware for carrying guinea pigs,
And you're kind of like, oh, and I had the exact same thought that you were just talking about of like, okay, yeah, they really are like the limitations of like. If your human body is like killed, you don't technically die because you can go to the underworld and maybe come back or something like that. But that's really it. It isn't like you have some supernatural ability to like react or do stuff.
I don't know why they wouldn't choose bodies better because it's not like you're stuck once. We've seen people transfer bodies already. So why don't they go to get like weightlifters and fucking MMA people? Like
I don't know how the choice gets made because have we seen anyone shift bodies
consciously
without dying? Right?
No,
So maybe there's some weird process that they're going to show us eventually where
but even if it was just when you die, go into the gym at
corner an
noon
awesome dude,
or something.
let him kill you,
or 5 a.m. Slit your throat and just take their body.
And just do it on purpose or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, so Colum's given this speech. He says, Raquel can set us free, and you're not doing this. I have to do it myself, right? He gives this whole thing.
And I didn't know how to take that.
He drops a bunch of dope exposition during this fucking... This speech reminded me kind of when David Carradine talks in Kill Bill. Whenever this guy gets gets to talk, he fucking goes on this thing. He says he's sick of playing doctor, feel-goods, all these perverts and whatever the fucks. Well, just once I want to show him, who I really am or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a drop that
But I took
you know,
multiple things he said,
Yes,
and I was
multiple
like, that can
ways.
go both ways.
So
So, like,
it's-
show them who I really am could mean, like, reveal my actual demon nature.
my disturbing visage.
And that could mean, like physically, like, I am this 6 foot tall fucking demon. Or it
Yeah.
could just be, like, let them know who I am, like, I am a demon. Or, like, you know, just, like, you know, show
Right.
who I really am inside.
Like right, like you think you're this whatever. I'm a
Yeah,
monster. I once
exactly.
tore the throat out of a, you know, whatever. Yeah.
And then earlier, set us free. I was like, is that saying like release them from their like stuck in a meat sack thing,
Right.
or is that just like, you know, old Englishy Irish for like she can see us?
Oh, I definitely took it as like because he says like we can step out of the shadows or we can stop living in the shadows or something like that, right? Something like that.
Mhm.
But I took it two ways to be like because she's like because of like her power,
Like
or,
cutting her will release a portal that lets us
Yeah.
out, or
or because she's a half breed because there's something with that and that can bridge the gap maybe or something like that. Because I can't picture a world where they don't have to live in, you know, in the shadows, where that means that it's like X-Men where like they come public
well,
or something like that,
to cut
right?
back to what we learned in a previous episode. Most of them are infertile when they become demons, but
Right.
because she's not, you know,
She may
presumably
be
not,
the key like
he
that.
could mean that like now we could breed an army
Yeah, or
of
something.
you know of demons.
And like just take over that way.
There's lots of
Yeah.
rooms here, and especially if you're a demon and live forever, you could literally breed an army in just however long that takes.
and the time scale doesn't matter to
It
you
matters
because
not at all,
you're
yeah.
this eternal evil being.
Exactly.
All right. I'm going to call it, though, that Show Him Who I Really Am is like a drop that we are eventually going to see him.
As a dragon monster.
Like in The Golden Child, right? He's going to peel
Sure.
away and turn into some crazy thing and set us free. I think your thing of like some ritual, her blood, portal. Because like maybe if just all of the people are like possessed and she can, you know, and she can be how they figure out how to make you not, you know, infertile or like whatever. So like demons can just take over as the humans. Because there's probably, maybe in the underworld, there's billions of demons just waiting to
Probably.
become real, but they have no physical form and they have to inhabit us. And it's like a symbiosis thing. But
or
if
their
they,
physical form
yeah.
can't exist on our plane.
yeah, and if they did that, everyone, every human body would just die, and there's no and it's like a dead end, so they can't, but they want to.
Yeah.
Demons in
No, there's
Space,
a lot of
Part 3.
lot of way for this to go, and my cynic like self always says
We'll never get an
like,
answer?
no, it'll probably be like the exact opposite of all the good ways we just said a path could happen. It'll be like, no,
Good.
we're gonna use you to like it'll be
I-
like the Jackie Chan adventures. With your blood, we will release our demon overlord. Ah.
I hope it's not just like you have telekinesis, that's really cool, and with your power, if I can turn you onto my cause, you can
Yeah.
you can stop the humans
I
from
don't
like the
think that's
war.
it.
That would be really dumb. They don't have the budget for like that, I don't think.
Also, they already
it would
had
be a bad
that with her
idea, too.
father. They could have taken him in the same.
Yeah. Well, he would never play ball. Well, he says once Sawyer's only thinking about himself or something like that. But that was probably just that, you know, because Sawyer's trying to stop us from doing whatever we want to do with Raquel.
Yeah.
I would think.
Well, and if your demon nature, you'd think they'd all have the same path. They're all evil. They all wanted the same thing. But if I don't want to rule the humans.
Right, what the
This
fuck?
son of a bitch only thinks of himself.
Right. He's being so fucking selfish. This is our time. I love
So,
this character so much.
We met a new character though in this episode.
Yes.
Did you catch his name?
His name is Harry on the Hill.
Harry on the Hill.
Yes.
He seems to have more things going on than he's letting on.
Something is fucking going on. And like
I took it as he was a demon friend of her father.
okay, yes, and I take it like this. I say it like that because I don't think they showed you a goddamn thing in the entire thing. But if you add it up, there's like a solid minute of just like suspenseful music plays and like his face like looking at something or whatever the fuck
Yes,
throughout the
yes.
entire episode.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my god!
And that could be just good editing to make you think other things, or it's real.
If it's like a misdirect, it's cheap. And if it's not a misdirect, it's just bothering me that we didn't get some sort of clue during the whole
Yeah.
episode. Show me at least one fucking dumb thing just so I can go off on like a way or something like that.
When he showed the shaved cat, I was like, either actually as a friend, or he Googled shaved cat. And either way,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'd like them to say it.
So he was like, what I didn't always catch was when they showed him talking to her and then he walked away.
Mhm.
Did you get a sense that he was like dropping his like fake smile face to be like intense face, or just like a natural walking away face?
I picked up
What did
something,
you-
and that's like where the like I was like, all right, he's evil, or he's this, or like
Right?
you know, or like not necessarily evil, Because I said my first thought was he's actually like sent to protect her. Like
Not evil, just has other motives perhaps
Yes.
for it. It's obvious that he's like, why hello there? What are you doing here?
yeah, my thought is like
ugh.
he lives like in that thing where the father was living or whatever, and the father's like, if ever I don't come back, take care of my daughter.
Yeah. Or he might be some other type of thing that the father was like, you know, my daughter.
Or you'll find out that this was then they had like a heated battle, and it was a Wolverine Sabretooth thing for years with her and her father and this guy. And then, he came back from, he's gone. Well, I'll never get my revenge. You'll take my fucking green Skittles or whatever the fuck. Green Starburst.
Sawyer's not your father. I'm your father. No!
Oh.
Falls off of the thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't, fucking. So there's a lot of things. Yeah, he comes to the house. He drops off another Starburst
Yeah.
just to make sure that she comes back the next day. Shaved cat, banter, flirty banter. It would be because in my head I was like, is this her father now? And I'm like, he's getting way too flirty. If this is the father, this is really creepy.
It's not the father.
This better not be just the father in like a new body. That would bother me a lot.
I think he would tell her right away. There's no reason to hide it.
Exactly, because shit's popping. You can't just be like, let me see how this goes. Like, no, you have to be like, thank God I found you.
What if she doesn't want to FaceTime?
Right. Fuck. What if she never calls? Right? It says she read the text. What are we doing? Fuck. That's about all that with that. There's there's some campfire stories. We find out that Amy boned one of her teachers at one point.
Yeah.
Not sure why we know that, but that's fine.
It was a weird pull. I did love the friend in the car when she's like, my brother says hi. Why does he say hi?
Which one? The Jake
they're in the
guy,
car,
right?
and the brother calls, and she's like, "Oh, my brother says hi," and he's driving. He's like, well, "Why does he say hi?"
Did he say hi to me? Did he say hi to me? And he goes, "What?" And all that stupid stuff. Every minute of like dumb banter out of them, and Jake had a bunch of stuff that I didn't write down or care about. But he's like, what's it like being dead? All those awkward things, and it should bother me. It should be dumb. It should get old. But I'm totally loving him, like adjusting the mirror and being like, hold on, let's go. Because I thought they might have stolen those guinea pig things or whatever the fuck. That's why when they were like, go drive, and he's like, seatbelt, okay. Doing all that stuff. I'm just like, that's great. Fuck.
We're in a hurry. A hurry to be dead.
In a hurry to be pulled over for a traffic violation? I don't think so.
No, the chemistry in this is pretty good. His parts weren't as funny as in the last episode, but like
not
nothing that I was
here.
like,
No.
fuck this guy. I'm still fine with him.
Well, and all I'm pointing it out because it should bother me.
Sure.
You have your dumb friend driving you around. You've told him about demons, but he's like, okay, like that makes no sense, but it's great. Here, it's fine.
I am more okay with that than I am with the just like, how did you all get off work? This was no notice.
Well,
what do you do?
They're fired from their jobs, I assume.
But like, he's a responsible adult who has his own apartment. Like, he has to have a job.
And like, he works at the bowling alley with her. Doesn't he like manage it or something? Kind of, I thought. I got that vibe, or he was like above her and like the whole thing.
You'd think.
So what's happening at the bowling alley, huh?
And like, I feel like that's not a job that has enough employees that two people can just leave and it's fine.
No, I feel like it's like a video store where if like one person gets sick, the entire thing is thrown into chaos.
You've made us all work different days. Oh god.
I can't work Tuesdays
Yeah.
ever. That's my day to play Xbox. We learned though something awesome. So in last episode, Amy was like daydreaming or dreaming about, and we were like, some bitch eating butter or something. I don't know.
That was cheese.
It turned out to be cheese. It turns out to be the roommate with her hair all messed up. Right. So I wrote down Amy dreams the future.
Amy's Cordelia.
Cordelia?
From Angel.
Wasn't it Cornelia?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Cordelia. Okay, that's a name too, I guess.
Cordelia Chase.
You said it funny, I thought. Okay. Word. So she's premonitionizing, and she sees Suzanne eating her, basically, chained up somewhere, eating her, and she sees her running in the woods, and then later she says, I've seen this, in case you didn't realize between the butter scene and this scene that she's dreaming, whenever it's black and white, and quickly edited, that's her dreaming the future.
I do love that, like, they kidnap her roommate, and, like, that's also a little weird where I'm like, what's your long game here? Like, why do you need it? And I guess, you're going to return her and, I'll give you human blood or something in exchange for information or something is your plan. But, I think when she is fed, she's kind of the roommate, right? Like,
oh, she goes back to herself or whatever?
I thought so.
Yeah, and I think it's even the kind of thing where she still is the roommate, but the overwhelming pain and, hunger of this condition is making her desperate and crazy and all that stuff. So that, I think, might be my only gripe with the episode or something like that, which is like, and 30 seconds into the next episode, they're going to show you, it's going to be fine. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm dumb or like whatever.
Okay.
But Raquel sees the demon guys stopping Suzanne, right?
Uh-huh.
From like eating her, feeding on her too much or whatever the fuck. So she knows, demon guys and like Suzanne are like connected. The next time they see Suzanne, they're gonna know that she came from like the demon guys
No,
like
definitely.
thing
Well, at least
or
the
something.
henchman.
Something.
Well, she's still their
Like-
friend, and they still
Yes.
hate the demons more. So if she said, they tried to kidnap me, I got
Totally,
away at the
totally.
gas station, they'd be like,
Yes.
oh.
And that's what I assume is going to happen, but it's a gripe for me because his whole plan is like, you're going to be my agent on the inside now.
Yeah.
So like, but that would be totally logical for them to conclude if you ever fuck up. Maybe she's good enough to pull this
The
off.
show
Why
has
would she
never
be though?
thrown a shit wrench at us yet, so I feel like
Yes.
they'll do it well. But we
I'm
know we
sure they
won't
will
know until
find a
next
way to
week.
make it work. I wrote down huevos rancheros
Yeah, you love Ren.
and all that fucking thing.
I thought I was kind of being a little dick. He's a demon, though. I guess rubbing it in like you'll never taste this again.
Yes, I'm having this like amazing, I'm Gordon Ramsay over here. I'm doing all this cooking here. I'm chopping stuff. I'm hanging out. Do you smell that? Probably smells like shit. Anyway, I got this bloke here for you to feed off.
I
of.
wondered if it was a mistake or if it was done on a purpose. Everything he was cutting was like behind a pot, so you couldn't see it. So I was like, I wonder if he's actually cutting there, and like they're just filming it poorly, or if they put that pot there so they could do many takes and him not have to cut it at all.
I think it's just many takes where you're just going like dunk, 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 dunk
Probably.
with nothing or something like that. Yeah. And no, but I love that was the David Carradine moment more so where he's cooking and fucking around and talking about his evil plan and all that business.
With a belt around his neck hanging in the closet.
Exactly. I've seen this. Suzanne's gone. Saved my life. Did you like her offering her arm and then
And a taser
weren't
not having
sure?
enough shot in it.
Yeah. And I was
I'm out of
like,
shoot.
Oh,
Oh god.
I'm out of shoot. The battery's gone flat.
Uh-oh.
But Suzanne's gone. They leave. Harry comes and like looks at the cabin all weirdly, all that shit. And that's one of the ending like things there or something like that. So you're like, okay, what's Harry doing? What's happening? Suzanne like pushed her hand, onto the tent, but left him alone. Why? I don't know. Why she wouldn't just eat some random camper?
I thought she was trying to eat him, and then like heard the game getting snuck
Maybe
up
heard
on,
Raquel or
and then
someone?
like went to hide.
Because she was right there, I guess.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
I wondered though if he hadn't unzipped the tent, if she could even have got him, because like his tent looks like it only had a zip from the inside. It didn't look like one of the two zip ones.
Right.
So I was like, is she strong enough to get through?
I don't know. And
Can
like,
she barehandedly rip the nylon? I don't know.
well, that's the thing, because like I guess you could just eat a guinea pig if you really wanted to. But does she have any superhuman abilities now from her condition, or is she just like
I
a
don't
normal
think it would
person that
require
eats things?
any superhuman abilities.
Just
Did you ever touch anything?
yeah, I just can't imagine just biting into the side of a guinea pig. I'm a human that uses tools for everything.
I think she just bit into the side of a human earlier that episode when she could have
Totes.
used a knife but didn't. So I don't think she's above using her hands, claws, teeth, what have you. So that didn't strike me as odd. And a guinea pig's skin is so thin.
Okay, I've never bitten a guinea pig. I don't know.
Oh, it's delicious.
Delicious. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's everything that happened in this episode. This episode's pretty good. It was not the best of the three we've seen so far, but I
No.
think it did a nice job of setting up what's going to happen in the rest of this season.
Yeah, things got moved along. I actually didn't know for a minute there. So do you think they will find a solution to Suzanne in some way, and she'll be like a regular character now? Is that how it's going?
I have a feeling we'll have a couple more episodes like this, but eventually there will be something where either it's like, oh no, when I drink quarts of pig's blood, I'm fine, and there's something.
Just ignore it.
But because they're not going to cure her because it's too good to have a character that can't die. It's a big bonus in your Scooby gang. So there's going to be something where she's like, oh, I got stabbed. Oh well, and then gets
That
somebody.
really hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Because
I
she's
think
technically more powerful than the demons at this point.
I think she is. I don't know if she even can't die. Did they even do anything with that?
No, this is all
I'm
speculation.
hoping. No, I would assume and I would hope. And perhaps when she feeds, she gets stronger than normal, and then it fades, and she gets all weird, and there's like a whole yin yang to it. So like for like a minute during this, when they were researching, like, oh, she's a revenant, whatever the fuck, and she was gone to go eat that dude with the hair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, maybe she's just this bad guy of the week this week, and they're reusing her, and that was the whole thing that we picked up on, where it's like, is this character really gone? And now it's like, oh, because she comes back as like a problem, and it teaches them you can't just willy-nilly exercise and do these things. They're complicated, and then they have to kill their friend like again. I'm like, ooh, and all this fucking shit happens.
I think this
But
friend
then
will
it
be around
played,
for a while.
yeah, the way that it played, I think, not the case, obviously, because they spent so much time hanging out with her and everything.
Yeah.
So it's probably that
But
she's
again,
going
it's
to
a
be
new
part of
show,
the
and the
gang.
rules are not set. Like, there's
And
a
it's
lot of shows that
British.
kill people off, all the time.
I think
So
that the
she
Britishness
definitely
is a huge
could die,
deal,
but I
too.
think she's going to survive at least half a season.
Well, we are halfway through the season. I think it's only 6 episodes.
It is. That's actually right. She's died. She's dead.
Well, that's what I was trying to think of in my head. Was like, so if this was a lot more episodes, this would have been like she was in 4 episodes already. So it's like, wait, does that count as her? I don't know.
We'll see. Next week. All right, guys. Until next time, don't down a fire. Have a good one, and we'll see you next week.